Okay, so we all know Hank Williams Jr., who has been an icon in country music for decades. For about the last 25 years, he sang that song for Monday Night Football, where he's based it on his song, All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight. And he changes the lyrics according to who's playing the game. All right, fine. In a recent interview, we all know, before I get into this, we all know that Hank Williams is a very, very very conservative socially, very conservative fiscally. And I tend to share that view for the most part. Sometimes his expression, some of it is definitely trademark, some of it is definitely legitimate, how he feels. I know he says things that sometimes maybe he doesn't feel quite as extreme as he says, but he does that for emphasis, and I think we all do that a little bit, but he being a wordsmith and a musician, maybe more so than the rest of us. So anyhow, in a recent interview, Hank Williams says that that John Boehner and President Obama golfing together is like Hitler and Netanyahu golfing together. And, of course, that not taboo. The way that sounded, unless I didn't hear it right, the way that sounded, he didn't exactly call Obama Hitler. I take that as it's a very expressive way, no question about it. But I take that as meaning the two very different walks of life are coming together, and they probably can't come together. That's how I took it. Now, if he had said President Obama reminds him of Hitler, that might be a little different, but I don't think he said that. Now, I've listened to that interview a couple times, and I'd be willing to hear it again, just in case maybe I didn't catch it. But that's how it sounded to me. So, that's where that goes. So then, Monday Night Football fires him for making that comment. Well, they've got a right to fire him. It's their business. He's their employee. Or even if he's a subcontractor, they employ him to do a job. If they decide to terminate his employment, they can fire him. They don't really need a reason. They could just decide they've had enough of him. Just as he can quit anytime. So that part, although it bothers me a little, I guess, because I think that when a conservative says something, even if it's more than what it should be, it seems to get more bad attention. I remember when Obama was running for president and Sarah Palin was running as McCain's vice presidential candidate, and they called her a hockey mom, which could be like an alligator with lipstick. And Obama said something like a pig with lipstick is still a pig. And he said it like that. And when confronted about that, he said, hey, we're in the middle of two wars and the economy's a mess, and that's what they got to worry about? Okay. So I think at that point you've kind of made your own bed for commentary like this. Now, Obama himself, I don't think, has commented about Hank Williams Jr.'s remark, which, so I'm not blaming Obama per se for this particular thing. But I can also say that we're almost 3 years into Obama's presidency. We're still in the middle of two wars, and the economy's not any better. In fact, it's worse. So, maybe I wouldn't be worrying too much about what Bocephus said in an interview. And I know that Hank is a very outspoken man. Many musicians very often are, especially ones from that generation. He's cultivated the image of being a belligerent hillbilly, and I know that's partially an embellished role, but he plays that part very well. So how do I feel about it? You do have to watch what you say all the time. He's got a right to say it. I guess they have a right to fire him because it's their company. That seems like it's being blown out of proportion, however. I don't think he really compared Obama to Hitler exactly. I think he was simply saying that Obama golfing with Boehner would be like Benjamin Netanyahu and Hitler golfing together. The two very different walks of life are coming together. Now, if you want to debate the circumstances, okay, we can debate that, you know, a Democratic president and a Republican congressman. They're very different socially. They're very different fiscally. They're not as different as an Israeli president versus a genocidal warrior. But I realized that was an extreme example. But as far as I see in that interview, Hank Williams Jr. did not call President Obama Hitler. That's what I see out of that. Comments, please.